Damn. Yeah.
Hi guys, welcome to our channel. Today I will be teaching you guys Maths KSSM Form 4 Chapter 1, which is Quadratic Function and Equation in One Variable. So, let me introduce to you guys what is quadratic expression look like. It look like ax squared plus bx plus c. And with the condition a cannot be 0. There are also a few conditions to fulfill it is quadratic expression. And this will be the first one. And this is also the first characteristic, which is a cannot be equal to 0. What about the second characteristic, which is the highest power is 2. And then we go to the third characteristic, which is it only have one variable, which variable x, and it cannot be accessed to other variable, which is variable y or variable z. So let's proceed to another slide. Example 1. Determine whether each of the following expression is a quadratic expression in one variable. If not, justify your answer. For question 1, 5x squared plus y. Is this a quadratic expression in one variable? The answer is no. Why? Because it got two variables, which is variable x and variable y. So this is not a quadratic expression within one variable. Let's proceed to the next question. Z plus 1 times z plus 1. For this question, we need to expand it become z squared plus 2z plus 1. So, now, is this a quadratic expression with one variable? The answer is yes, because it is one variable and the highest power is equal to 2. And also the a is equal to 1. So it is not equal to 0. So this is a quadratic expression. So next, 2x squared plus 2x plus 3 over x. Let's make the equation become like this, which is 2x squared over x plus 2x over x plus 3 over x equals to 2x plus 2 plus 3 over x. So is this a quadratic expression? The answer is no. Why? Because the power of one variable is not a whole number. So this is the answer no. The answer is no. Okay. So next question will be ax squared plus 2a over a plus 1. And is this a quadratic expression? The answer is no. Just like the last question. So next will be 9c squared. And is this a quadratic expression? The answer is yes, because it's only have one variable and the highest power is 2. And then the a is equal to 9, which means it's not a 0. And why this question does not have bx plus c? But the answer is yes, because as long as this question fulfills three characteristics, which is a not equal to 0, and the highest power is 2, and only one variable. So this will be a yes answer. Okay, next let's proceed to the next slide. Next slide will be the type of relation of the quadratic expression. So there are four types of relationship, which is one-to-one, one-to-many, many-to-one, and many-to-many. So for one-to-one, there are it looks like this, which is one object only got one image, and the graph will look like this. So the next one-to-many. For one-to-many, it will look between one object have many image, and the graph will look like this. So for many to one means two objects share with one image, which look like this. So, and the last one will be many to many, and it will look like this. So in your exam, the question will ask you in this way. It will draw a graph which is ABCD, and it will ask you which one fulfill the quadratic expression, and you need to circle it. Yeah. So next will be the shape of graph. For the quadratic function graph, you only have two types of graph, which is a smiling graph and a sad face graph. When a is greater than 0, it will be a smiling graph. And when the a is smaller than 0, it will be a sad face graph. For the a that greater than 0, we call it minimum graph. And this we call it maximum graph. For the minimum graph, we have a minimum point which is look like this. And for maximum graph, we also have a maximum point which look like this. So okay, so let's proceed to another slide, which is axis of symmetry. Okay, axis for symmetry is a line that divides the graph into two parts, which is same size and same shape, which look like this. Sorry, a bit not nice. Therefore, the axis of symmetry will pass through the minimum point and the maximum point. Okay, now let's proceed to the next slide, which is the effect of changing the value of coefficient a, b, and c of the quadratic function. For example, my value is greater than 0. Okay, which means my value is from 5 change to 2, and my graph will look like this. Okay, which is I decrease my a, and my graph will become wider. So in another way, when my a increase from 2x squared to 5x squared, my graph will become narrower. Okay, if my a is smaller than 0, okay, which is -5 to -2, which means my a is increasing, and my graph will become wider, which look like this. Okay, so if my a change to another way, which means a -2 decrease to -5, and it will become narrower. Okay. A increase will become wider. So it depends on whether your A is greater than 0 or smaller than 0. And also depends on whether your A is increased or decreased for your graph to become wider or narrower. So for this part, the conclusion is A determine the shape of the graph. Okay. So next, let us look about the effect of changing the value of B. The A is greater than 0. Okay. The B is equal to 1 to B is equal to 4. Okay. Which means the B is increasing and the A is also greater than 1. So, but when B is equal to 1, equal to 1, 2B is equal to negative 4, okay, which means B is decreasing. So, when B is increasing, the graph will move from the original position to this position. But when B decreasing, the graph will move from the origin position to the right hand side, which look like this. Okay. Next, I will show you guys the reason, okay? So, let's factorize this x squared plus 4x equals 0. So, it will become x times x plus 4 equals 0. So, the final answer will be x equals 0 to x equal negative 4, which is negative 4, and this will be 0. Okay. So, next question, which is x squared minus 4x equals 0. And these questions seem like the previous question. X times x minus 4 equals 0. Okay. And the answer will be x equals 0 to x plus 4 to x4. X equals to 4, which is this is 4 and this will be 0. That's why the whole graph will move to the right hand side. So next, let us proceed to the question, which is a smaller than 0. Yeah, for this question, the value of b is 0. And the value of b is 4, which is increasing. Okay. For this question, the value of b is 0 to negative 4, which means the value is decreasing. So for this graph, the b will move to the right hand side, which looks like this. Yeah. So for the another question, we'll move to the left hand side, which look like this. Okay, so for this part, you guys know what is the conclusion. So for this part, the conclusion is we make the value of B determine the position of axis symmetry. Okay, let's proceed to the last part, which is what is the effect of changing the value of C. For this part, doesn't matter whether the A is greater than 0 or A is smaller than 0, as long as the C is increased. And the original C is equal to 0, and now the C is 2. So, which means the C is increased. Okay, when the C is increased, the whole graph will be moving up, which look like this. Okay, so if the C is decreased, which is negative 1 to negative 2, the whole graph is moving down, because no matter the A is positive or negative, when the C is decreased, the whole graph is moving down. It should look like this. Okay. For the conclusion of this part, the value of C will move the whole graph up or move the whole graph down. Okay, now let's see the example 2. The diagram shows the graph of two quadratic functions and what are the possible value of A and C. Okay, let us determine what is the original A. The original A is negative 2 and the original of C is 2. And the new A and C is at here, which with the red line, okay? So now I will look at the C first. You can see the C is 2. And the new C, which is the red one, is smaller than the 2. This is 2 and we need to find this one. Okay. So let's see donkey. The C is bigger than 2. So this is the answer is wrong. And this C is equal to 2. Same with 2. So this is we need to find is smaller than 2. So this is the answer is wrong. And B is smaller than 2, but our graphs show that it's smaller than 2 but bigger than 0. So the answer is wrong. So now that the correct answer is A. Smaller than 2 but bigger than 0. Okay. Example 3. The diagram shows the graph of the quadratic function f(x) equal to ax squared plus 8x plus c. So calculate the value of each of the following. The first thing we have to calculate the value of c from the graph. So now we have three coordinates, which is 0, 6, negative 1, 0, and this is negative 3, 0. Alright. So to calculate the value of c, which coordinate, we should use our quadratic equation. Fx equal to ax squared plus bx plus c. And this is our quadratic equation. So now we have to calculate the c, and here we still have an unknown a, which is this one, unknown a. So I know that I must make my a disappear, so I will use the coordinate of 0, 6. Why? Because my x here is 0. When I substitute 0 into here, which is like this, fx equals ax squared plus 8x plus c, 6 a times 0 squared plus 8 0 times plus c, and my final answer is c equal to 6. So my A answer is c equal to 6. Hold on, I erase my answer. So let's continue to the next one, B. For part B, I have to calculate my M, and this is the axis of symmetry, which passes through the minimum point and the distance here. And it divides into 2, which is here. Yeah. So the distance between -1 and -3, which is here, is 2. Now, I know that my M is -2. So my M is -2. Alright. Now we proceed to find the value of A. To find the value of A, I only can use -3, 0, and -1, 0. But I cannot use 0, 6. The coordinate of 0, 6. If I continue to use this coordinate, I cannot find my A because my x is equal to 0. When I substitute inside, I will choose this coordinate, fx equal ax squared plus 8x plus 6, and 0 equal to a -1 squared plus 8 -1 plus 6. And my final answer is 2. For this part, I use the coordinate of -1, 0. So my C answer is A equal to 2. Alright, so let's begin to the another. Okay, now example question. Form a quadratic equation based on each of the given information. So guys, please look carefully in the exam. This question is just form a quadratic equation, not solve it. So we just need to form it. Okay, let's continue. The sum of two numbers x and y is 16, and the sum of the square of this number is 130. First, I will form the information correctly, okay, which is x plus y equal 16, which is x equal 16 minus y, and this will be the first step. Okay, next, the sum of the square of this number is 130, which is x squared plus y squared equal 130. Okay, this will be the second step. Alright, next, form it. 16 minus y squared plus y squared equal 130. Okay, sorry to say, I need to erase it because not enough spacing. Okay, let's continue. After that, it will become, I will expand it, so it will become 256 minus 32y plus y squared equal 130. So after that, I will subtract 130 from both sides, which is 2y squared minus 32y plus 256 minus 130 equal 130 minus 130. Okay, now the final answer is 2y squared minus 32y plus 126 equal 0. Okay, and this will be the final answer because we just need to form, not solve. If each pen had discounted 20 cents, he could have bought 5 more pens for the same amount of money. Now, Okay, now this is the original price of one pen, which is 20 divide x, and the price after discounted is 20 divide x plus 5. Alright, and we need to minus and equal to 20 cents. Alright, so that's mean one pen is 20 divide x, and the number of pen we can do it like this: 20 divide 20 divide the total number of the pen, then I will get the price of one pen. And this price after discount. Okay, so 20 times x plus 5 minus 20x divide x times x plus 5 equals to 20 cents. So next will be 20 times x plus 5 minus 20x equals to 20 cent x times x plus 5. So next will be 20x plus 100 minus 20x equal to 20 cent x squared plus x. So now after that it will become 20 cent x squared plus x minus 100 equals to 0. And the final answer will be x squared plus 5x minus 100 equals to 0. Okay, next, determine the roots of the following quadratic equation by factorization method. I will do it like this: 3m squared equal to 2m minus 6 plus 11. After that, 3m squared minus 2m plus 6 minus 11 equals to 0. And after that, 3m squared minus 2m minus 5 equals to 0. And lastly, 3m minus 5 times m plus 1 equals to 0. And the final answer will be 5 divided 3, and m equals to -1. So the last question. Ume is cycling for 36 km at a uniform speed. If he cycled 3 km per hour faster than his usual speed, he will arrive at the destination 1 hour earlier. Find his cycling speed in kilometer per hour. So x, how to find velocity, which is distance divide times. And how to find time, which is distance divide velocity. X is original speed, and I will write it like that: 36 divide x minus 36 divide x plus 3 equal to 1. And after that, it will become 36 times x plus 3 minus 36x divide x times x plus 3 equal to 1. So next will be 36 times x plus 3 minus 36x equal to x times x plus 3. And it will become 36x plus 108 minus 36x equal to x squared plus 3. And it will become x squared plus 3x minus 108 equals to 0. So lastly, it will become x minus 9 times x plus 12 equals to 0. And the final answer will be x equals to 0 and x equal to -12. And this we can use our calculator to calculate it. Okay. And this will be my lesson. Thank you guys.